channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katherine and this is my February TBR. So I'm super sorry for this voice. It's still a little bit raspy and my nose is still a little bit stuffed, but I am slowly recovering from my cold and it's already the end of January, so I couldn't wait any longer to film this video. And also, excuse my hair, it's just been really crazy in the past couple of weeks because it's cold outside and we have to wear hats and all of that, you know? Okay. So, this is my TBR game that I created and started playing last month, and it's called TBR Circus, and I play it every month to determine my monthly TBR, and I have 5 rolls, and if I roll a double, I have to do another roll. And there are a bunch of other rules that I explain in my January TBR, so go check that one out. I will leave it down below. And I think I forgot to mention that when I reach the finish line, I can reward myself, treat myself to 3 books. I can buy 1 book if I feel like it. I can buy 3 books, but not more than 3 books. And then when I reach the end, I will start again. So let's see how I did in January. So I had 6 books in that TBR, but I only have 2 here. But I just want to say that I finished all 6 of the books. Well, I'm actually in the middle of the 6th one, but we still have a few days left in the month, so I will be able to finish that one. But so far, so good. I have done great, and I managed to read a bunch of other books as well that were not on my TBR, which is very exciting. So I am safe from punishments for at least a few more months. So now it's actually time to go to roll number 1 and see what we get. So last month we landed on 29th, so roll number 1 is 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's a green mug. So roll number 1 got us to this green mug over here, which has 50 different titles with books that I want to read in 2021. It's a list of 50 books for this year, and I think I've read 3 of them so far in January, so it's time to see what I pick for February. It's stressing. Okay. It's Things We Know by Heart by Jessie Kirby. Let me show you. Here we go. So obviously I chose a book that I don't have, but that's okay. I will find it somewhere. And so I picked Things We Know by Heart by Jessie Kirby. I have never read anything by Jessie Kirby before, and I'm excited. What I know about this book is that it's about a girl who falls for this guy who is a recipient for her boyfriend's donated heart, and it's pretty much like, I don't know, like he gets the heart, and I think she knows like things, and yeah. So as I said, I don't know much about this book, but I'm very excited to read it. I think I have read 1 book that deals with donated hearts before, and like with this topic where this person who gets the donated heart kind of feels like the person who had that heart originally. I don't know if it makes sense, but yeah. Basically, I am very excited to read this book. So let's go to roll number 2. Roll number 2 is 3. a wild space, and the challenge is set in the US. Role number 2 was Blue Blank, because of course it was, and the challenge is set in the US, and for that I am picking The Impossibility of Us by Katie Upperman, and you guys have no idea how much I want to read this book. I am so excited. It is one of my 5-star predictions books, and it just, oh my gosh, I'm so excited to finally be able to read this. It's been on my TBR for a while and I've been waiting to get to it. And so basically this is a story about Elise, whose brother dies in Afghanistan, and then she and her mom moves to this really small town in California, and there on the beach she meets a really cute guy and she starts to fall for him, and surprise surprise, he is Afghan. And yeah, it's like the impossibility of them, and I am so excited to read this book. So role number 3. And it's Wild Spice again. And the challenge is debut. Role number 3 was another Blue Blank, and the challenge is debut, and it basically means that I can read a book by a debut author that doesn't have any more books out, or I can pick a book by an author who has multiple books out, but this one has to be his or her debut novel. And for that, I am picking The Sky is Everywhere by Jendi Nelson. I have actually read a book by Jendi Nelson before. It's called I'll Give You the Sun, and I have mixed feelings about it. And The Sky is Everywhere has been on my TBR since probably 2014, and it's finally time to read it. And so this is a story about Lenny, whose sister suddenly dies, and she deals with grief and a lot of other things that come with death of a close relative. And I don't know much about this book, honestly, but I am excited to read it and see where Jendi Nelson brings us with this one. Role number 4. 9. No way! It's Wild Space again. The challenge is book with 500 plus pages. Roll number 4 was another Blue Blank, which means now we are up to 6 rolls, and the challenge is a book with 500 plus pages. And for this one, I am choosing one of the few big books on my TBR, and that is Night Film by Marisha Pessl. So this is a thriller, and it's basically surrounding the death of this girl named Ashley Cordova, and so everyone thinks it's a suicide, but this one journalist, I think his name is Scott, if I remember correctly, because my memory is horrible. I think he starts to investigate, and he finds a lot of secrets, unravels a lot of secrets surrounding her family, and yeah, it's just a story of her death and her family. And I've heard some really good things. One of my friends absolutely loved this book and was raving about it a few years back, so I am excited to actually listen to this. Roll number 5. 9. And I think I'm gonna go back to the... No, wait. I'm gonna go to the historical fiction, actually. And the challenge is 5-star prediction, which is amazing. Roll number 5 got us to historical fiction, and the challenge for that is 5-star prediction. And To be honest, I am so glad that I chose historical fiction in the end, because I actually don't have any middle grades in my 5-star predictions video that I'm gonna leave a link down below. But on my TBR, I think I have one 5-star prediction that's middle grade, and so like I saved myself without knowing this. But for this challenge, I am picking Orphan Monsters Pie by Matt Colleen, and I am so excited to read this book. It's about a Jewish girl who gets into this boarding school for Nazi girls, and she is like a spy there, and it's like, I think it's going to be amazing, and I cannot wait to dive into that. And hopefully our last roll is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I roll down, and the challenge is a book with that on the title. And thankfully our last roll brought us to orange, which stands for mystery or thriller, and the challenge is a book with that in the title. And for that one, I had to look for a book. But there are a few books by Riley Sager that I would like to read, so I chose The Last Time I Lied because I've never read anything by Riley Sager before, and the idea of this book sounds really interesting to me. So basically this is a story about Emma, who is an artist, and this camp's owner discovers her and asks her to come to her camp to be a painting counselor. And actually, Emma has been to this camp, and 15 years ago her cabin mates went out in the night and never came back, and nobody knows what happened. And so now Emma sees it as an opportunity to go to the camp, to close off her past and just start fresh. And when she gets there, weird things start to happen, and she unravels a lot of secrets about the camp and the history and like all of that, and I am excited to read it. I am a little bit scared because I'm a complete chicken and I hate horror books, and Mexican Gothic that I had to read last month, it gave me a few chills, but I'm excited nonetheless because I really want to expand my reading this year. I don't want to read just young adult books or new adult books, like romance books, you know. I want to read thrillers, I want to read mysteries, I want to read historical fiction, more historical fiction. So yeah, I'm excited for this book. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe to my channel to see more bookish videos, more language videos, more motivation and productivity videos from me in the future. And don't forget to comment if you have any books on your February TBR, if you have read any of these books that I mentioned in this video, and I will see you next time. Bye!